And away we go.
I wish it would go that smoothly every time we did it.
Yeah, that maybe that is the smoothest intro ever. We should keep doing this show.
Well, the point is, and what we had discussed, is that this is not goodbye forever. We both, well, especially me, because I have a lot of gigs and a lot going on, and I just, it's
Yeah,
just need to take a sabbatical.
that's the word. You need a sabbatical. I need one too. I don't actually have any gigs lined up. Although if anybody out there needs an MC, I mean, I gave it a shot. Yesterday was my first time trying MCing. I thought it went well.
Oh, I
Um,
thought it was fabulous.
and we're going to talk a lot about what a special day
Such a
yesterday
great day.
was.
Why wouldn't we? Yeah.
But no, I mean, I've got, for those who don't know, I had a booking agency that I was starting to build up. And then, of course, the world changed last March. And so try booking gigs for people when there's no gigs to be
Yeah, there's
had.
nothing to do.
So, I need to kind of focus on myself and trying to see what I can do as far as making some bread. And you're going to be making some bread with gigs happening. Uh, we're
Recording.
we're going to talk about we're going to talk about you heading down to Jersey later this week to record. So there's a lot of things coming up. But yeah, we decided that this is, even though it says farewell show on the show poster, it is just farewell for now, and
Yes, just for now.
just for now, because there are other people that we would love to chat
Oh, we
about.
have a list. We have a list, and the way things are going with the Delta variant, there's an unfortunate chance we may be right back where we
I
were.
mean, hopefully not. But yeah, I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, we would have hoped that between when we started this show, which was May 3rd, 2020, and for those people who don't remember that first show, um, there's just a little screenshot. Well, I mean, we both look like
Oh, look at you with the
no,
window in the water
no.
tower and
Notice the shirt, by the way. Notice the
wait,
shirt.
oh my God! But we both look. Hey,
Yeah, I had the water tower background. You were wearing a. Bear in mind, folks, this was the first week of May, and Nancy Kelly was dressed like it was winter. Um,
mm,
we also toasted one another on that show. Um, anyway, let me stop the share. But this is what it looked like. That's when that was. I mean, we didn't know what the heck we were doing, and for me especially,
do we know now?
I don't think we know now. By the way, can you ask me what number show this is?
Oh, Eric, do you know what number this is?
It is number 5050.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to end it now, because 50 seems like a
I mean,
good number.
it does seem like a good number to pause at, and hopefully the next 50 will be as fun as these 50. Well, I mean, we're not getting it. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but no, it's funny that we're celebrating 50 tonight, and then 2 months from tomorrow, we celebrate another 50, and that's my age. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, but
Okay, maybe I can talk you into making you some food finally.
50 is the new 40, right, Nance? No.
I'll tell you, I getting up on stage doing that level of energy show was a rude awakening for me. Because today I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like really tired.
I feel
Really.
well. I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling it too, and we should kind of let people in. I know we've got some people in the chat, namely namely Joe Cortini and Beth Ann Dice, who, I mean, all thanks to you guys for putting on an incredible festival this year. Again, not under the best circumstances, but people came out. I know they came out in droves yesterday. The weather was outstanding, and of course, the festival started on Wednesday evening with your dear friend Scott Dennis, who joined Joe Cortini and Dave Salazzo and Tom Brigandy inside the Tavern on the Lock, and then you had more music on Thursday, Friday night, right there by the water. And wow, does Beth Ann really feel that?
Beth said.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that doing a festival and putting it together, does it really add that many years to your life?
She says she feels 200 today. Oh, I'm telling you, I was like, whoa. But one of the hard things for me, and this isn't, and I don't mean to sound diva-ish. I don't even know what this is, but I love all my friends, my dear friends. I love them more than anything in the world. But everyone, because no one had seen me in 2 years, everyone wanted to say hi and get a hug. And I'm trying to like get the music together. I'm trying to like take care of emotional people. And I'm trying to do this and that and this and that. And it was like, by the time I hit the stand, I was like,
yeah.
Joe Cortini, send up another wine.
Yeah. Oh, and I did see at one point, Beth Ann brought up a nice, I don't know if it was glass number 2 or 3. She said it right by where you were standing.
Oh, no, I just had 2. I don't, anyone that knows me knows I don't go overboard when I'm working. It's just the idea that it's relaxing a little bit, you know.
But it was fun for me though to be, well, look, for me, for folks who don't know, I mean, it was my first outdoor event of any kind since
since when?
Well, I mean, it was the first event that I had emceed since I had done a Black History Month event for CNY Jazz back in February of 2020. Now that was indoors, different vibe.
When was it? February? Yeah, that's when things started getting.
It was February.
Yeah.
It was about a month before things really got bad. But there's a totally different vibe. And again, as somebody who's emceed, I feel like more gigs than almost anybody in Syracuse over the last 20 some odd years. There's just something about doing an indoor gig in February, and you got to get dressed up, shirt and tie, everything, to be an outside on a gorgeous summer Saturday.
The day they gave us. Oh, this is the day the Lord definitely made.
Yes. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we could not have asked for.
I actually wasn't hot. Which is
no,
very strange for me.
No, now if you had sung on Friday, you could have gone with Ella Fitzgerald's "Too Darn Hot" because it was too darn hot most of the week.
No,
but then Saturday,
I wouldn't do it. I probably would say nope.
I think by the time you took the stage around 6, it was low 70s, the sun. I mean, it was just a perfect setting. But no, for me, I was thinking back. The last outdoor event that I did would have been the Westcott Street Cultural Fair.
Oh, I remember when you did that.
Oh, I've done it many years, and it's a mob scene. I mean, it's just.
But they're interesting. The mob consists of interesting people. Not your average mob.
No, a lot of interesting people. That would have been. I mean, the Westcott Nation, I mean, is just so diverse, and it's been going on. They're coming up, I think, this year on there. This would have been their 30th year, but then since there was not an event last year, this will be their 29th coming up, and then I think next year will be 30. So that would have been late September of 2019, where the last time I was out under the sun, talking to people, watching people dancing, and then so to be out there yesterday, and I was out there even before you, and believe me, my feet.
Bring up ESP and Kirsten.
Yeah, I brought up all 3 groups.
They were wonderful, by the way.
ESP was
They
outstanding.
were wonderful.
Yes, outstanding. Kirsten Tetmeyer was their has been their guest vocalist for quite a number of years. She did a magnificent job. Matt Bacanti and John Mignante.
That sax player's, excuse my French, he's badass.
Evan Duchesne on drums and a badass
Yeah, he's
saxophonist.
badass.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
Tony.
Frank Melvitano was going, did you hear that guy? I said, yeah, he can play, man. He can play.
Yeah, they were great. And what's funny, you bring up Frank Malfitano, who of course brought us
We'll get into that. That's a whole.
over 30. He and I were actually chatting and watching throughout ESP's performance, and Frank kept saying, "Man, the sax player's bad," and I'm like, "Yeah, he is." And Tony Green did a fantastic job. By the way,
he's a fine gent too. Have you met him?
Yes, he is. And
he's a fine gent. He'll do well. He'll do well in the business because the business is tired of people that are a pain in the butt.
No, a real gentleman, and you know what? I'm going to give them a free plug here. Is this upside down or no?
Oh, that's that cover. I remember when Matt was putting it up and we were all voting on which one we liked. I love it. Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah,
How come I didn't get one of those? Hey, you.
There's the back. So yeah, this is their latest release. It's called Ready or Not. It's all original material. In fact, we talked about Tony Green, the saxophonist. Tony wrote 2 of the songs. Matt wrote.
I would like to hear that.
Yeah, you didn't get a copy?
Well, I just wasn't in the right place at the right time. That's all. I probably could have. I was so stressed out trying to get the band ready for the stage.
And you know what? I said to you backstage. Well, I mean, I said to you. Actually, it was inside the tavern. I said, you remember what I said? I said I not only miss this, but I miss seeing some pre-jitters, pre-Nancy. What am I trying to say? Pre-gig anxiety from Nancy Kelly.
You know what it is? It's I don't know if it's anxiety, and it's not really.
No, it wasn't anxiety. That's the wrong word.
Sometimes it's jitters. I admit to some stage fright in certain situations. I had none of that yesterday. What I did have was organizational stress.
Yeah.
That's what I had. And it's hard because I had musicians from 2 musicians from New York, 3 musicians from New York.
Right.
And Dino rushing to come and save us because we had a situation that we couldn't avoid.
Right.
And of course Bob, he knows the show. But and Joe Magnarelli, who wrote me the most beautiful note today.
Oh man, did he?
Beautiful.
They don't come they don't come better than Mags. He is incredible. But no, this was a band. This is not your working band. Dino's the one member of the group who you work with the most. But for you to be up there with Joe and Bob Snyder and Carmen, and then of course Akiko joined you for the last couple of songs, and I know you closed with a song of hers, that Sweet Yam Potato, that you put lyrics to. But no, this is not a group that you're on stage with, and so the fact that you made it work, and it was a special time. It really was.
On the record, there's Jerry Weldon is playing the melody, and so they let me sing the melody with my lyrics. But when we came to the second verse, in my head, I wanted to do in harmony because that's the way I've been practicing it with Jer on the record, to sing in a harmony. So I went to this harmony and I go, oh, this isn't going to work. I'm like, oh, I better get back and find the melody. You should see the kind of stuff that goes on in your head when you're up there. It's like, and then you got to make it look like, yeah, it's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to happen, man.
No, nothing ever happens the way you can envision a gig in your mind of how it's going to go, and it never. I don't care. You've done, I don't know, probably thousands, and nothing ever goes the way you envision it to go. But it's lovely when a plan comes together, and it came together so wonderfully. Of course,
What did you like of the tunes I did? Which ones? And it doesn't matter if you like them or not. I'm just saying,
oh
things that stand
gosh,
out in your mind that you kind of
you know
enjoy.
what? You know what I do like that I do like, and I was gonna do this at the very outset of the show, and I didn't, but I guess I can do it now. What I do like, and this will sort of give you a hint. What I do like is that for the 50th time, that this today is time out on Sunday.
Oh, you like that?
Nancy and I just chatting it up.
No.
Time. No, okay. So that gives you an idea. I loved when you did that. You did two New York songs in a row. You did that
I
wonderful.
did a little speech about New York,
Yes,
which upset someone that was working there because this particular someone
they
is
did.
a conservative.
Were they a Jersey person? Or,
No, he's just conservative, so he doesn't want to
oh,
hear me say anything about New York State. And how
oh, oh my God. Oh, okay. Well,
you don't want to know.
I, no, I don't want to know. I guess I didn't really notice that there was some displeasure with that. But yeah, New York State of Mind was wonderful. But when you started in with
New York on
Johnson, oh, I
Sunday.
mean, I just hearing you do that live for the first time in again, I don't years it was just heavenly and mixed with the weather and the crowd. I mean, I just soaked it all in. And so for me, of course, the song that you did a song for me, which caught me a little off guard. You said you kind of threw in a song that I had just said, oh, you know what, Nance, it would be fun to hear you do that. And wouldn't you know it, you worked it into your set
Threw it
yesterday.
in. Yeah,
Never will I
we
marry.
do a crazy thing. We do a really crazy, gutsy thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
bring tunes and I just
Well, that meant a
I
lot.
can't rehearse. They're in New York. I
Yeah.
mean, if we had, oh God, I can remember. I don't want to say what I'm going to say, but if we had a way, if we had the wherewithal, we would have a rehearsal the day before the show. That's the way it should be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in this case, it didn't happen. That's all I need to say. Um, so I just bring tunes out and I go, I want to do this. I want to do this tune. And
Yeah.
when you're working with pros at that level, they know all the music. And I
Yeah.
talk to my students about this a lot.
Mm,
Learning jazz is not learning like 11 tunes. It's learning 300.
mm.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta know the tunes. You gotta know
Yeah.
the music, and it's like they did a great job when you consider that. And even Frank mentioned, he goes, "You man, that was astounding. I know that you guys are just, you're flying from the,
Yeah.
flying from it. You're not." He goes, and it was amazing to watch people
It,
doing that.
it
So
was.
he looks at it in a different perspective than someone else because he knows what's going on up there.
Yeah, no, he did, and again, it was fun to see Frank and his lovely wife Kathy Rowe, and so
Oh
many
God, it was great to see them.
just to see so many familiar faces. And by the way, you mentioned your students, and I know she's watching now, and it was such a thrill to meet her.
But
And
I didn't even say hi to Donna.
for the
You
very
met
first,
her? I didn't even know she was there.
yeah, and we were trying as Donna she had to go, but she had her two girls were
Oh,
there.
the little ones, the grandchildren. Yeah, they're
And it
adorable.
was right, I think, right at the end of you were just about closing up. I said, if you had a chance to talk to Nancy, I said, so we got to the side of the stage, and I think we were waiting for you to turn around to see Donna and I like arm in arm. And I think you noticed, you saw us, but you were getting ready to, well, somebody was finishing. I think Joe was taking a solo, and you're still in the moment, but
It's not like I have a lot on my mind or anything.
right.
But you people forget that. Not you. People forget that because a professional like myself makes it look easy. I make it look like it's just a piece of cake.
You do.
Trust me, there's a lot going on in my head besides what note am I going to sing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
so and so, who's going to solo? I back off away from the mic because I usually Dino will usually decide who's going to solo. And I don't know if that was going on because I don't like to turn around too often.
Right.
to see see what the back of the bus is doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So there's all that, and like, are they done? And then there's the whole thing of where in the tune are we? Because I'm just listening to chords. I'm not really singing along as I teach my students to do. I don't sing along. I'm just listening to chords. So where are we in the tune? Where's the bridge? And Dino, on many occasions during that set, I had to turn around and say, "Where are we?" Because I'm so busy.
Did
Like,
you really? Oh.
yeah, and he'll go, "Bridge coming up," because I'm busy. Like, there's so much going
See,
on that I just lose it.
yeah, see that fascinates me. Obviously, I think from being the son of a musician and having seen my dad work on a handful of occasions, but also having been at enough gigs, emceeing, and being in close enough proximity to the stage where sometimes I get to hear
Yeah, you
some
can
of
hear the
that
banter.
communication, some of that banter that people who are 100 feet away, they might see that okay, you're communicating something with your drummer, whether it's Carmen yesterday or whether it's Jimmy John. But there are times where I'm close enough where I sometimes get to hear the banter. And yeah, what people have to realize is that there is a lot going on, within each individual song, and everybody knowing, when sometimes things change on the fly, and if a song needs to be cut down, and that you have to get right to get right back to the or go straight to the bridge when maybe it's so musicians always have to be paying close attention. And again, you had pretty good backup yesterday. I mean, to be able
Let
to look behind you and see, oh wait, there you are. Yeah.
me tell you
But
something. Carmen and Tori has,
he's a gem.
I,
I got a poke.
I mean, he kicked, well, he just kicked
Go
ass.
ahead. You can. We've
Yeah,
said worse than what you.
he kicked ass.
He did kick ass, and it was so incredible to see to meet to meet his lovely wife
Tina
too.
and Jake, oh, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. But I called Carmen. I knew he was driving home today, so I called him. I said, you know what I love about you, man? It's like he and I, there's something it's like he can read my mind. He knows exactly what I'm going to do next, and he knows when to do the crescendo, the dynamic, and the drop. Like, he knows what I'm going to do. And for someone that young, that's really something. He knows. Of course, I'm leading them with a and
Yeah,
I hold with
yeah,
my arms, and they know when I'm going to drop. They know that. That's not practiced. It's like
yeah.
so cool, man. And then the audience all goes, oh, like they love that. It sucks you. Like, you just get sucked in when it drops like that. It's
Oh
so
my
fun.
gosh.
It's so
By the
fun. You
way,
got to be standing in it, man. It's unreal.
for people who want to enjoy one of our previous great programs, they should check out the one that we did with Carmen. It was back in February, and it was so fun. I mean, again, we've had fun with all these shows. Everybody has brought something different to the table, but again, you can find these shows on our YouTube page, on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go back and watch the one we did with Carmen, we did the one with Joey Magnarelli. I mean, the list goes on and on. I almost wish if this was like TV, I wish we had a producer who could have put together like a montage of like timeouts, greatest moments, But
I know. I just
we
want
don't
to talk the way we always talk.
we don't have that kind of we don't have that budget,
So I'm curious, and everyone else I'm sure is, will you now take down these little posters and things, or will you just leave them
I
there?
gave it some thought. I actually I thought of that earlier this afternoon, and I mean, you know this. I do a weekly Zoom every Friday with my parents, and of course, with your parents, I mean, they could care less if I had no background at all. I mean, they're talking to me just from their kitchen. There's nothing in it. But I don't know. I've just gotten so used to this that
No, you can't, man. You
I
can't
think
leave that up there.
well, I think I may take down the one of me, but maybe leave the one of you.
No, no
I
way.
did. I did add something yesterday, by the way, and
Oh, I say we
I
were.
I owe this to Joe. I love when Joe gave me my credential. Credential, that's the word. I was on stage thinking, I'm wearing this around my neck, and of course, I have like a whole box full of these things. I'm like, what are these things called? And then I realized, oh yeah, they're like lanyards. Anyway, so he gave me one, and yesterday,
EC the MC.
EC the MC,
Who thought of that? Hey, Beth and Joe, who thought of that? That's clever as
I don't
all
know.
get out.
But what do you think? Should I? I mean, I like this.
Well, I don't know. I throw those things. I keep them for a while and then I throw them out because I'm thinking, why? Why do
Especially if we are gonna come back to the show again. I don't know.
you can make a new one because there'll be new stuff by then. There'll be new stuff we can put up.
Whenever we start this show back up again, yeah, it'll. Hey, I'll tell you what. You know what? You know what would be. You know what would be incredible to. And of course, I don't. I don't have this queued up as I should, but I'm gonna queue it up now. I should have. Wait a second. Where is it? Okay, hang on. We're doing this now. Okay. So when two people have not seen each other in
Oh,
person,
this is great.
I mean, I guess probably 2 years, unless we saw each other at the beginning of 2020 at some point. But
Yeah.
I just was waiting for the moment for you to show up yesterday, and it's like we both saw each other across the way at the same moment, and I just thought, man, if only
It was
somebody
like a
could,
slow motion. La, la,
yeah.
like it was a scene from a movie.
And if I was like, if only some,
Oh, that's fabulous.
I mean, what people don't realize is that we had like it was like Bo Derek in 10.
That's what I'm trying to say. It was like a scene from a movie.
Yeah, and then this is of course the moment when we literally are embracing and seeing after seeing each other virtually for 15 straight months.
Yeah, everything stopped around me. I don't know about you, but like everything just stopped, and all I saw was you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just there's a bit of a collage here. This is the moment where the actual embrace happens, and that is I mean, you could tell that I mean, we were just so overjoyed. We've hugged before, but there was something just something extra special about this hug. And what did you whisper in my ear? You said,
I said, "Got to do it for 20 seconds.
20 seconds
to get the health benefit from it."
And we were like,
there's a real health benefit from it that happens.
And you started. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was.
Oh, I love that. I'm kind of squinting because of the sun, but I love that.
Yeah. I think I missed one earlier. There's. I like that one a lot. Of you, me, and Beth Ann.
Beautiful.
This is just me saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" Well, I don't know what I'm saying in that picture, to be honest with you. And then the very last picture. See, now this picture right here, I would love if I could get this framed and have this behind me when we start the show up again.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah. Yeah. So
look at us. We're just little chubby chipmunks.
And by the way, I would be remiss if I did not thank Joe Cortini was nice enough to forward me those pictures earlier today. But Dennis Merlino, I had a chance to chat with Dennis yesterday, and Dennis Merlino, who I'd never met, took those photos. This was not pre-planned. I didn't talk to somebody and say, "Hey, make sure you get the moment when Nancy and I are seeing each other for the first time." I had no clue whatsoever that moment where we were hugging was actually going to be captured by a picture. So Dennis Merlino took those photos. He took a number of other outstanding pictures. I know there's other shots.
We'll show some of them. Beth Ann, was it Beth
Thank
Ann? No, somebody told me that, oh, it was Joe Cortini. He said that he is one of his premier volunteers for the festival. He and his wife both volunteer.
Well, yeah. And Beth Ann just said, thank you, super volunteer Dennis Merlino for the photos. And again, he did an outstanding job. I haven't really checked much of the chat here. By the way, congrats to the first person in tonight. Our first visitor of the night was our friend Frank.
Right. And by the
Frank
way, Mr.
from Barcelona.
He wants me to come down there, so you and I'll have to talk about you maybe reaching out to some of those people so I can come down there.
Wait, to
Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah.
Would I be part of that trip? No.
Well, you're an agent, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right, Frank. We'll talk.
You want to go?
I've never been to Europe.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Well,
oh boy, I asked the wrong question. Outside of Long Island.
I've been on the wrong side of the track. No, outside of Long Island. No, I've been to the West Coast a number of times. I've been to Arizona. I've been to Florida, North Carolina, Maine.
That's a lot.
But if you're asking outside of the United States,
you never went to Canada?
I have been. Well, yeah, I've been to Toronto 3 times. I've been to Montreal. Never been to Ottawa. I was talking to Frank yesterday, Frank Malfitano, that is, about the Ottawa Jazz Festival. But I know Ottawa's a city I would love to visit. I'd love to visit the Canadian Rockies, where my parents they've toured the Canadian Rockies. I would love to visit maybe Vancouver one day. So yes, I've been to Canada, and then the only other place outside of the U.S. I've been to, I was there for a couple of hours, and I must say it's a few hours that I really can't get into on this program. But I was in Tijuana, Mexico, right in the same. Yeah, I was visiting an old buddy who used to work. I used to work with a WAER, a great journalist by the name of Eric Anderson. Great guy, great news voice. And I was
great. Wait, he's got a news voice.
Oh, I'm Eric Anderson, WAER News. I mean, it was yeah. And
WAER.
Eric was the best. He still is. And so I took a trip out. Actually, it was a combination to visit an old friend from high school in Arizona, in Tucson, and then from there I flew to San Diego to spend a few days with Eric, who moved out of Central New York. Originally from Ohio, and then one night, Eric and I, on his urging, decided to go across the border to Tijuana, because of course it's not far. Tijuana is right there on the San Diego border with Mexico, and yeah, it was quite an interesting evening. So I have been in Mexico, albeit for a very short time.
I've not been. Oh yes, I've been to Mexico, but not for any.
No.
I mean, we went because we were in Nogales.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were in Arizona and we went to Nogales, Mexico because.
Yeah, I mean,
it was no big deal though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people who go to Texas, who happen to cross over and visit go into the Mexico. I happened to go to Tijuana because I was in San Diego, but Europe. Which I realize encompasses so much, but one of these days, God willing, whether it's Barcelona or London, Paris, Milan, I mean, it's going to happen, and I don't want to do it alone. I mean, I would definitely like to.
That's the hardest part. Let me comment on that.
I want to do it with.
That's the hardest part of my life, is that I have indeed been all over the world, but I always am alone. And it's horrible. Because you see, standing on those gorgeous bridges in Paris by yourself, standing there looking at the Eiffel Tower by yourself. I mean, the band band doesn't. They don't. They're very seldom does someone in the band hang out with me.
Yeah, see, I never thought of you
They
being
don't.
alone when you did all those
Oh
trips
yeah.
because you did at least have your band members with you.
No, they don't always want to hang out with. No, they don't always want to hang out with you. Yeah, because because I hinder the chick getting abilities.
Oh gosh. I mean,
I am being a bit slightly facetious now. But when I go to Asia,
sorry, I couldn't.
when I go to Asia,
Yes.
Jeremy Montero and his company, Showtime Productions, is possibly one of the most professional organizations I've ever traveled with. Not only are we always together and doing always something they're phenomenal. They're just phenomenal. I don't know. Jeremy's been quiet. Everybody's kind of not doing anything. I mean,
Now,
just
yeah.
starting to get our wheels turning again, and I don't know how this is going to end up.
And by the way, Rosalind Blue makes a great comment. Also, hello to Mr. Malfitano. Frank has dropped in to say hello. He loves us both. We love you, and it was great to see Nancy last night on and off stage. I guess he meant that for both of us, but
I think
Frank,
he did. I'm sure he did.
thank you. It was great to see you in Calf last night and talk shop. And as I told Frank, that the show we did with Frank, which I mean that was over a year or so ago, was one of our favorites. And I was telling Frank that coming up, I think this week, is the birthday of one of his dear friends and one of our former guests, Todd Barkan, who, as Frank calls him, Brother Barkan. or is it Barkan? Barkan?
Barkin. So it'd be Barkan.
I think it's Brother Barkan. Did I say that
Straighten
right?
this out, man.
Of course I meant both of you. There we go. So let me just read this comment. Rosalind said, my advice to you, Eric, this is back to traveling, is to get cracking while you can. It becomes more difficult when you are so much older to commit to traveling and all that it may entail when you are old. So yeah. So
I actually canceled out of a really great gig. This is a terribly sad story.
By the way, Frank did just verify, and then you'll tell the story.
Barkan.
I knew I messed it up at first. Brother Barkan.
Okay, Barkan.
Brother Barkan, who celebrates a birthday, again, I believe this week. And if you want to get a chance to go inside the mind of a wonderful jazz man, go visit our YouTube page and go to, I think it would have been around, I think our show was right around the time of his birthday last year. So you'll find it though. Frank said Barkan, Khan, but not.
Yeah, the CON, yeah.
Yeah, no. So that's let's make that clear. Anyway, our show with Todd is there on our YouTube channel, and it's quite a history lesson we got from Todd. Anyway, you were going to comment on something.
Yeah, I had a gig in.
Yeah,
we had a great gig. This was a shame.
Yes.
This was a real shame, and they did get me good seats, not with the chickens in the back. There's so few people that probably know what that means. The chickens used to ride in the back of the bus.
I mean, isn't that where the song "Ain't Nobody Here But Us Chickens"?
I don't know, but they were pretty good seats, but they weren't business class. They were. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, go on.
But I don't sleep on planes. Do you sleep on planes? Can you fall asleep on a plane?
Yeah.
You guys, can you fall asleep on a plane?
See.
Honest to God.
I took a trip on a plane, and I fell asleep too. No, sorry.
You could probably sleep anywhere.
I
could just see you like cuddling up with a little blankie.
I'll be honest with you. No, I mean, and listen, I haven't flown the last time I flew was down to North Carolina for my cousin's wedding, and this would have been about 6 years ago. Of course, that was not a very long flight, but even on I don't recall. I think I slept on planes when I was a child, but now no. I generally will just either listen to music or read a book.
But it's hard. So a trip over this flight, and I'm not going to go into the whole story because I don't want to make anyone feel bad or anything. I can just only tell you that when you fly to Asia, especially when you fly from Rochester or Syracuse, which is a horrible thing that you put up with when you live here. You've got an extra leg. And when I'm talking about an extra leg, you're talking about an hour to the airport and then a
Yeah,
couple hours to get to New York and 2 hours sitting around. I mean, you don't even get on the flight. You've already been awake. You've already been traveling for 6 hours.
yeah, yeah.
It's awful. It's one of the reasons living in New York City is so smart when you're a musician. But let's not go into that. I'll start crying. Anyway, so the flight from start to finish ends up being 30 hours. I mean, you're 30 hours. 30
30,
hours.
30 hours.
Yeah, easily. And I just can't. I can't like unless I could lay down and fall asleep. I can't do that. I can't. So getting older and trying to do something like that is not easy. It's not easy, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
admire. I've never taken. I mean, the longest flight I've ever taken was to San Francisco. I can't imagine taking flights to Japan,
It's hard.
Australia. Even though,
Yeah.
I mean, would I love to visit? Would I love to visit Australia? Absolutely, but
There's
I
some
don't.
great. There was before pandemic. There was who was it? Was it Gianni? Frank, are you there? Gianni opened a club in Australia. Am I remembering all this right? I
Did
don't know. I
he?
think he did. I think he did. I'm talking
Wow.
for those that don't know, the owner of Birdland. I think he did. But my memory's not serving me at all right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I just
Yeah,
can't.
you gotta be able to sleep. You gotta be able to
Well,
get.
on a flight of that length, I mean, my
Gotta
gosh,
be able to
there's no
get that.
question. There's no question that um, there's no question that I mean, I don't see how you can't sleep
No,
on.
when you're sitting up, like you're sitting up in a chair like this, and there's like people on either side of you, and you're there for 30 hours. Let me tell you something. You better be 25 years old.
By the way, yeah, Frank just confirmed
Yes,
it.
he did. He did. I know he did. I don't know that, but I'm sure that's all, defunct as well. So,
Is this oh gosh, now I've got to. I mean, I didn't expect that we were going to have too many pictures for this show because oh yeah, here
oh,
it
but
is.
we have to show the pictures of me and Frank and everything. They're so beautiful.
But no, just tell me real quick. Is this you spoke of him earlier? Is this Jeremy?
No, no, no. Oh dear, I feel
Oh,
this was possibly the
oh,
funniest sax player
oh
I'd ever
no.
met in my life. He's from London. I'm sorry to say. Oh, Jeremy's to my right. Jeremy is stage right. He's over
Okay,
there.
because I found this on your Facebook page and it said Jeremy Montero
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you and two other people. So I wasn't sure if that gentleman who's signing the okay,
Oh,
he's a sax player.
he's from London. I'm very sorry to say I can't recall his name, and I should because I just fell madly in love with him. He said to me in the car, he said, "Could it be I've found a new wife?"
Wow, almost spit out my tomato juice.
He was the funniest person I ever met in my life. We laughed so hard. I couldn't look at him on the bandstand, man. And we were at the Esplanade, which is possibly in Singapore, which is possibly one of the most elegant theaters in the world. Can you find a picture of the Esplanade?
The Esplanade
Singapore.
in Singapore. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Super fun. I mean, to think that that during that trip I met the president of Singapore and his wife.
oh really?
No,
Um,
I have wonderful stories that I've lived through with Jeremy, and he's tremendous. He's tremendous.
Let's see. I mean, I think I can find a picture from like the exterior. Are you talking about a picture on your, is there a picture like?
No. Go to Google. I just want to show people how beautiful this is. I could go, but you're so
Oh,
good.
hang on. I just didn't know. I'm seeing pictures now, but I'm not seeing like oh, wait a minute. Is this the interior?
Now you're gonna make me. I gotta get on here.
No. I got you. I got you. Here we go. This will give people, because I don't want people to just see it from the outside. All right, Esplanade. Joe Cortini just sent me a wonderful text. He said, "This is an incredibly emotional show. Yeah, Fulton Jazz Fest brought us music, but just as important, we brought people together."
Oh, don't. We're not done. We're not done. And Eric and I will soon be on the phone every night and going, oh, everybody should hear this conversation.
If people could only hear, I mean, the phone conversations are, yeah. All right, so this, I believe, does this do it justice?
That's not it.
It's not?
No, that's not it.
Okay.
No. Oh.
Wow, and that's what came up when I typed in the Esplanade Singapore. Wow. All right, I've lost my touch.
That's it. You're fired.
Night view of Esplanade. This is the one in Singapore right here. But maybe you'll beat me to it. Hang on, folks. I mean, what do you have? Where are you going? I mean, this is it. This is our last show for a while, so give us.
That's all right. I just want to. Oh, how do I get this picture? Oh, I got one of those. Oh dear. Well.
Did you get it?
I found a couple of great pictures, but it takes, when you click on it, it takes you to a page, and that's annoying.
Well, then I'll let you. I mean, I just found something else that I think is. Can I share something for a sec?
Go ahead.
Is this the theater in Singapore?
That's it.
Okay. I had found various, and I realize you can see this is clearly a stock photo. So
doesn't matter. It's
I thought you were looking for
most stunning concert I've ever done in my life. And the whole time I'm laughing with that alto player.
You were really? Yeah.
And the president of the whole country is sitting there in the front row. We're doing Billy's Bounce. I'm going, let's do Billy's Bounce. And I'm scatting all over the place. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh. I think there is a picture on your, there's a picture on your webpage.
Well, it's just fun. I don't tell people all the time all the things I do. But
that is quite it is quite a magnificent, structure. Oh.
That's from the stage.
Oh my. Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that is just.
That's from the stage.
It's majestic.
Most beautiful theater. I love when I sing at the Eastman, and I'll be back there soon for my Rochester Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah. Oh, can you? Yeah. Fill me in.
It won't be till April. Where they've just gonna do it in April.
But I'm still gonna be your date, correct?
If you would love, I would love to have you as my date.
Well, I would love to accompany you. It was supposed to be last year, right?
Yeah.
And then it was going to hopefully be this year. Now it's April of 2022. That's the fingers crossed. That's when the inductions will happen.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I want to be there.
Oh, I have time to lose some weight. Until we all think that way. Oh, good. I have time to lose weight.
Oh gosh.
Awful. And then we get outside, we start walking, and that lasts for about a week, and then we're like, oh, brother.
Should we thank everybody who we had on our show? Can I just run it down real quick? Just like rapid fire?
If you must be looking at the website.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm looking at my own list. I have a list of all of our.
You have a list?
Well, I have our schedule of guests that we've had. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so thorough,
Yeah.
Eric. I love that about you.
So real quick, if you've missed any of our shows,
Frank says, "Is this the Colgate Comedy Hour?"
Frank,
Frank, nobody knows what that is. Only us old people.
I don't even know what. No, I'm even
Look
lost.
at Eric doesn't even know.
Now I gotta Google. Now I gotta Google that. All right.
Oh my! Well,
No.
Frank's a little bit older than me, not much.
Oh, by the way, yeah, the Todd. Just so you know, I can tell you the Todd. Our show with Todd Barkin was August the 17th of last year. So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of that show. But no, it's okay. I don't need to run down every name that we've ever had on the show.
You can if you want to. I mean,
but you know what? Why not?
Well, if you want to, you can.
When else am I going to have this chance? Our very first show, we didn't have a guest. It was just the two of us trying to, trying to work out the kinks. And then from there, the very first guest we ever had on the show, you would remember this, Nance. Right?
Jean-Pierre?
No, that was not our first guest. That was our second guest.
And an interesting show it was.
It was your it was your daughter, Kelly.
My daughter?
Yeah, for mother it was a Mother's Day, and you were like, Eric, I don't know if we should do a Mother's Day show. I think we should take the week off. I said, Nance, we just started the damn show. and now we're gonna take a week off.
Take a nap now.
So anyway, your daughter was nice enough to join us for the Mother's Day show, and then from there, and we don't need to excuse me, we don't need to spend time talking about memories from each show, but yes, then we had a most interesting program.
50 shows, you better step it up, mister.
A most interesting show was Jean-Pierre Leduc on May 17th. After that, we had Rick Montalbano, Ronnie France, Ronnie Lee, Rosanna Vitro, Ray Cohen. We were just in this R phase where we just needed to have anybody whose name started with an R. So we had one Rick, two Ronnies, a Rosanna, and my dad, Ray. Frank Malfitano joined us for an amazing show on June 28th of last year.
We could have talked for 3 hours.
We could have. We spoke with Ron Wilkins. Who could forget that show? Ron Wilkins.
Forget that show. When I see all the stuff on Facebook and all these people that are still non-believers, they're still holding out that COVID is fake. I'm going, could you just watch this, man? Unbelievable. Take a sip of something, Eric.
No, I'm good. I muted myself that time, so people don't need to hear me coughing. So after Ron Wilkins, we had Russ Kassoff. After Russ, we had these two people who were begging us for months, like, can you please have us on the show, please? Joe Cortini and Beth Ann Dice. So we finally gave in. All right, you happy? We had you on the show. No, we had Joe and Beth Ann on last year in July. Jeff Stockham, Bobby Militello, Todd Barkin, Carrie Lazarus. Then we had a very special show where we showcased your studio recording at Subcat back in
the live one. Yeah, everybody loved that, and it was for me, that was such a big deal because so many people talk a lot about everybody that goes in the studio and fixes everything, which I admit to doing when I'm making a record, but it's good to hear someone live to know that they actually can sing. You know, that's a selfish reason for me to like that, but it's good. I was amazed at how well I did yesterday, having not sung for so long, and I thought I did pretty darn good. On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as staying in tune, it was not bad. Yeah. It wasn't bad. I knew when I wasn't on there, but
it was fantastic.
Carmen was playing so loud. Bobby had his earplugs in. I'm like, I'm not even saying anything. I'm just going. We're so nuts. Anyway. So all right. After that, I got off on the live thing.
After that, we got into September. We had Miss Veronica Swift join us. We had your pal John DiMartino join us for a show.
Oh, we're at each other's. We're at each other's necks right now because we're getting ready to go in the studio Wednesday, and he's telling me one thing, and I'm going, no.
I want to hear about the recording. We had a politician on the show, John T. Sullivan
My
Jr.
dear friend. Oh, my dear friend John.
Tony Monaco joined us last October.
That was a killer show.
Lorraine Feather, Dino Lucido, Kathy Siegel Garcia. Then we did our Desert Island show, which got us into some trouble.
They tried to come after us. They tried to find out where we live and go charge us for every single tune we played.
But it was, and we had some overlaps too of records that we both would bring to a desert island. That was fun. And then as we closed out 2020, we had Jane Monheit on. We had Rocco Barbado on. Rocco brought us one of the biggest, I think, live audiences we ever had. Carmen Bradford, what a thrill that was. And then Kelly, your daughter, our very first guest. She was our final guest of 2020.
That's always your idea, by the way. It's never mine. Not that I don't want her on, but you seem to think it's interesting. So I'm like, okay.
How did we kick off 2021? In fact, I think Rosalind.
Don't ask me that. I don't even know.
No, I'm asking it to myself. Like this is a question that I'm answering myself.
Oh, it's a rhetorical question.
Yes, rhetorical. Thank you. And I think Rosalind said earlier tonight, I think it was Rosalind, that this was like one of her favorite shows. Anyway, Houston Person joined us.
That was interesting. Houston was clearly not in his best day as far as feeling well. You could tell. Quite honestly, I didn't talk about it then, but I could now. He had very recently lost his wife.
Yeah.
And I didn't. We of course respectfully would not talk about that when he very much loved his wife, and she contracted some sort of thing that took her life. I don't want to go into all that, but
it was
just getting kind of over that when we had the show, and he still wanted to come on. You know,
he did, and it was just so wonderful to chat with Houston, who has performed with you.
I got to do another concert with him soon. I love him so dearly. He's the greatest blues jazz sax player that may have ever lived. He's unbelievable. People ask me a lot, like, who do you listen to? Well, I don't, because I do music from morning to night most days, I don't actually sit down and like listen like I used to, because I did my listening a long time ago, like a lot of it. But when I have the thing Pandora going, every time Houston comes on, I stop. And I just let myself go down that place with him. Houston.
Yeah.
His sound is he was responsible for a lot in my life. He met me at Frank's Festival when we were downtown. He and Etta Jones, who I always speak very highly of, and Houston and I recorded several records together, and we toured together. And he's over 80 and still playing his butt off. He's back traveling all over the place. Anyway, yes, Houston Person. Don't get me going, so you can tell how much I love him.
And this, I was hoping you'd keep talking. This still remains. This still remains one of my favorite photos that I've shared on the show.
Yeah.
Of you in Houston, and there's good old Bob Snyder.
Bob Snyder. I mean, yesterday he was just, look at Houston.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this photo the other day.
That was Fulton, right? That's Fulton.
Yeah, it was when we were over behind the War Memorial.
Yeah.
That's that same darn trailer that causes when you're up there, it's like a sound chamber. It's very, very loud. If it didn't have a back, it would be good.
All right, so let's keep going. We're only 20 more shows to go. Giacomo Gates, we had a nice time with Giacomo. Judy Wexler. Then you just said, Eric, I'd love to do a show, but I got to watch my Buffalo Bills. So we just didn't do a show the 24th of January.
Well, they were going to be in the Super Bowl.
I know. Unfortunately, they didn't make it there. We did have Joe Magnarelli, Joey Mags. We talked about Joey earlier, and of course, Joe and Akiko were just magnificent yesterday.
They were wonderful. And talk about the presence of two just extraordinary, peaceful, gifted people. I mean, Joe Magnarelli, he and I really had a nice time together.
Yes. And
We bonded in a new way musically, and it was.
you
I
know,
swear his tone has got better since the last time I heard him.
yeah.
Maybe he's got different horn. I don't know. He sounded just standing next to him and hearing hearing the thought process and what was coming out.
And-
Yeah, I know that stuff is all, as I said, we're on the spot, man. We don't have like $2,000 to fly the band in and rehearse them the day before.
Right.
Like that's what should happen.
Right. But no, it just
I
doesn't.
mean, I'm the trooper of troopers. I'm going to make cry because you don't know how hard it is to do what I do.
There's no
So hard.
no crying, no crying. And Akiko had to be back in New York this morning because she had to play in church.
That girl, my God, she was doing. I said, can't you get out of there?
Yeah, I remember. I was sitting next to you.
She goes, no, I am makeup for someone else.
Right.
I said, oh no. God will wait.
So they had to drive back, I guess, late last night, but she had to do a church gig this morning. Joe had a gig. I think he said he had a gig tonight. And tomorrow, Joe is going to Europe. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He somehow jiggered that around. He somehow jiggered that around so he could do our festival, Fulton Jazz Festival. That, I think I have the story straight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, it was just amazing that he was able to work it in, and again, seeing old friends. I know it was a blast for Joey Maggs. Anyway, let's not forget Scott Dennis, Carmen and Tori Jr., as I mentioned, joined us in February. Jerry Weldon, Kathy Cousins.
That's my man. Wait a minute.
Joey.
Man, Jerry Weldon.
Jerry Weldon. Then we got into March, where we talked with Kathy Cousins, Joey Corello, and Mr. Tom Ciappa.
Chapa. Well,
Chapa.
his name is actually.
Is it Chapa? Chiappa.
Chiappa. I met a girl last night who saw me at the Shacky Patch. Do
Excuse me?
I say this in public?
Do I need to look up
Shacky Patch in Oswego.
the Shacky Patch? Okay.
I've spent my life. I used to date a guy. He was from Germany, from Munich, and he was refined.
Okay.
So he came over. He went to a gig with me. I don't know where it was, in one of these wonderful spots, and he said, "Nancy, why do you play for these boondockers?"
Oh my God. Oh,
See,
God.
I'm trapped. Anyway, trust me. I got off on that one. Good, carry on. I'm sorry.
We're almost done.
Talk about some of this.
We celebrated our 1 year anniversary back on May 2nd. That was our 40th show. We then spoke with Mark Winkler. That was wonderful.
That was a lot of fun. And Mark and I have also, pardon me.
Don't tell me you're at each other's throats now. Like,
Yeah, oh, no.
Oh.
He contributed a lot to this project. He was a nice donor for the project I'm about to go to New York for Tuesday.
oh, okay. Then we had Maria DeSantis the following week, Ron Keck in early June, Frank Pizzullo at the end of June, and then our final 4 guests up till tonight. Tim Fox from News Channel 9, Steve Brown, who that show could have gone another 2 hours.
He was so engaging.
Yeah, he was.
We actually couldn't get a word in.
I know, we couldn't. But then you said he was
And
not
he's
as
so quiet. I'm sorry, like when I go on a gig with him, he never flipping talks ever.
Well, and I think I can mention this. You told me that when you did a gig with him shortly after that show in Elmira,
He didn't say a word.
he didn't say a word, but we couldn't get him to
It's
shut
not
up.
there.
Yeah.
I go, why? Because I'm paying attention to the music. I'm going, oh, I wish everyone would do that.
Anyway, it was a thrill with chatting with Steve. Tony Joseph was our guest just 2 weeks ago, and then last week, of course, we had a
Tony
lovely.
Joseph, there's a guy. Wait a minute.
There's a guy. There's a guy.
No, there's a guy that, in my mind, is a world-class talent. And the problem is we have so few clarinet players. There's a gentleman who does very well, and he's very, very good at it. And that's I don't know if Frank's still listening. Who knows? I've worked with him. I think it's, oh dear, I hate when my mind fails me like this. I'll think of it later. Anyway, but I think Tony would have done well to get out of here and at least get himself around a little bit.
You're trying to think of
a clarinet players. Very
few. Trying to think of a clarinetist. Okay.
I love the clarinet. Just
yeah,
absolutely love it.
All right. Well, if Frank is still around, maybe he can help us out.
I can't think of his name. I've done a couple shows with him, but I did a show with him in. I got to think of his name. Darn it! Everybody's on every. He's in that clique that does every festival. There's like the same 10 guys, and they do every festival.
and he's in this area?
No.
Oh.
I think he was in LA.
Not Ken Poplawski. I mean,
yes.
Get out. Is it really Poplawski?
Yeah.
Aren't we a great team?
So wait, I gotta tell you a great story. This is a great story. It's typical show business faux pas crap. No, just unbelievable.
Show business faux pas crap story.
Faux pas crap. So I was out at the West Coast Jazz Party, which is in Newport, California. Great gig. But I was still very hip to the fact that I could just bring my charts. I didn't have to bring my whole book. You know, look at, we all take time coming to the dance.
Yeah.
So I was like bringing my whole books and giving people a list. So with the bass player, there's another guy that's really famous. I can't think of his name. Anyway, the book in the middle of the tune fell off the stand, and the clips opened, and the paper went everywhere.
Oh my goodness!
In front of, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 people.
Everywhere.
He looks at me like, oh boy. So let's just put it, let's say that's the last I ever heard him.
Oh, Peps. Oh, man.
Oh, and then there's more to the story, but I don't want to get into that. But oh my God. These are the funny little things that happen in your career.
I mean,
you don't really control them, but they happen, you know.
I'm telling you, you know the song, and I think it applies to you.
That's right. Joe Rotham and John McClure, absolute gentlemen.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Yeah. You know the song. I know you know the song. I could write a book.
Mm-hmm. If you asked me, you know what's funny about that tune?
You could, but I'm saying, oh, here we go.
Well, I am writing a book, but I don't have time. I'm so busy. I'm writing a book right now. A friend of mine is editing it, but I've not got. It's too much. I've got too much on my plate.
Anyway, what about that song that spurred a thought?
It was the last, one of the last conversations I had with Mark Murphy. Was he goes, Nancy, he always talks like this. I'm thinking about that tune. If I could write a book.
Is that really the way he spoke?
Yeah. Well, just listen to his records. He sings sort of the way he talks. It was one of the last things he said to me.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I'm actually.
He goes, I've recorded everything. There's no more tunes. Life is good.
You know, we gotta just show an old picture of the two.
Oh, wait a minute. Frank said something. Oh, there's my baby. Oh my God.
I'm only sorry that
we were drinking brandy I'm not big on a cigar, but I
Was
did.
he a
take
cigar?
off.
Was he a cigar? Was he a cigar
Well,
guy?
when we're drinking brandy,
Okay.
I don't know what to say. Everybody does things wrong. But I want to tell you what Frank said. Kathy and I went
Yeah.
to the West Coast Jazz Party to see Jack
Yeah.
Sheldon. Frank, I sat in and played with Jack Sheldon, and he was so fun, man. Guess where? The Lighthouse in Hermosa.
Oh, Hermosa Beach. Yeah.
I don't have a career. Anyway, um, Jack, yeah, who cares? Jack Sheldon was so funny, man. It was like, you remember what it was like downtown when the guys used to play? Um, and see, I'm not so good at remembering. There was a room where all the old jazz guys, they all played. My name, I hate when the names escape me. I'm sorry. But there's like these old jazz club scenes where the band is playing, but the place is loud. People are all talking, and it's just it's a party.
Right.
Party. So we're on stage, and I'm standing next to Jack, and the crowd is like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and Jack's like, "Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up," like in the mic.
Come on.
Yeah, man. But I started trading fours with him. We had a gas, man. It was a gas. I thought I should have moved to LA a long time ago. I did so well out. I did really well out there
In
in
LA.
LA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going out there now. I mean, with the fires and global warming, I just don't. I'm going to stay up here on my lake. That's what I'm going to do. I feel safe here.
Oh, I just wanted to I just want people to get an idea. This is a picture of the man you were.
Oh, Jack, man, he
Yeah.
was a trip.
Yeah. I mean,
It seems to me you and I could spend another 20 shows talking about all these people.
at least.
Yeah.
Oh, at least. Yeah. Yeah.
I've had an astounding career, and it's not over because I'm working hard at some other stuff.
Oh yeah. Before, I mean, gosh, it's already 8:15.
All right, we're good.
Um,
I
tell
am
me-
running a little low on my wine, though. Hey, could you
want me
please
to-
get me a glass of wine? Oh, the cat's just useless.
Come on, Abigail. Yeah, I thought she was. I don't know. You'd think she would know by now when you're in need of wine.
Boy, I'm still in show mode from last night.
Are you really?
Oh God, I'm like on.
I wanted to. I want you to talk about tell
Okay,
us
so
about
what's going
you're
on
doing.
is I during the pandemic I revisited the old originals that I had written when I was a very young. There's a word. What did I do wrong?
You gotta look at Joe. Just look at Joe Cortini's comment.
Oh, okay. So wait, this story is better than the one I was just going to tell. No, wait. No, this story is better than the one I was just going to tell.
Good one, Joe. But all right.
Okay. So we had some emergency situations that we had to address. Joe Cortini and Beth Ann and I decided to get together to have a powwow, just a quick one, and they came out to the house. All right. Long story short, Sundays I clean. You clean on Sundays. I clean my house on Sundays.
Yeah.
So I put on hideous clothing. I do not have makeup on. I put like a band to cover up I mean, I just don't know. I look like probably a freak show. My neighbor loves me when I'm like that. He's like, so I come to the door in these weird clothes and weird, no makeup and like, and Beth Ann's standing there. She goes, "Oh, excuse me, is Nancy Kelly here?" I will never forget it as long as I live.
The second time I've heard the story, and it's funnier.
Very funny. It's so funny. I mean, imagine having that mind.
Yeah.
Quick. Oh, because I certainly didn't look like the singer you all know, but I don't look like that most of the time. I mean, like anyone else. I mean, I don't wear makeup during the day, and I don't wear nice clothes, and I sit around like
Like a schlump. Yeah.
you know.
Schlump, yeah. Okay, so but I know we went off track there when Joe said to have your housekeeper get
So
your
I
wine.
raised all this money I reinvented these originals. They're written by a very young Nancy. They're different. It's a different person. I don't need to go into it, but we're gonna we raised the money and we're gonna record them. We're gonna record the basic tracks. It's a studio in Teaneck, but it's basically New York. The guys in New York all have these little. Most of them chase the pianos around. Oh, there's a piano in this studio I like. Let's go there.
Right.
That's the way it is. So, but no, this guy is like, I'm fine. If John DiMartino says it's okay. So anyway, we're going there and we're going to record. Now these are jazz pop influenced. So I'm going to try and escape the jazz 2% and appeal a little more to the popular ears.
Mm.
So what that basically means is they're very simple little tunes, very melodic. Yeah, sort of like what Norah Jones did, only swing.
And you've got how many of the? I mean,
I have 20, 30 of them. I just decided to do 2 of them. So we're gonna do that Wednesday. That's what I'm.
Yeah, you've shared. I know you
Basic tracks. Basic tracks. I'll do vocals up here with Ron over at Subcat because very comfortable there, and I'll do I do all this mixing, and then we'll probably go to Dave Darling's down in New York and put on all kinds of things. My ears and my brain starts going. I mean, that record that you hear, that Mark Murphy record, trust me, a lot of that was my ideas. So.
And again, I loved. I forget. That's one thing I forgot to mention yesterday when I brought you up. That here you were performing in the place that gave us Mark Murphy. I mean, his birthplace.
I didn't even think of that.
Fulton,
I
New
would
York.
love to do more. I would love to do more of that record live. But that's another whole conversation that I don't want to have. Let's just, the public needs to know that I want to do that.
It was one of the most as you mentioned to the crowd yesterday, it was one of the top recordings of 2020. And shame on anybody who has not.
2019.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well, 2020.
Yeah. Well, a lot of time has gone by and we don't even realize.
Yeah. Okay. But anybody who's in our audience right now, I would think most of the people in our audience have heard that record, or at least heard tracks from that record. But do yourself a favor, and just find a way to listen to that record from start to finish. Although you might not get past "Song of the Geese" because it's just so powerful. The whole record is.
I am so excited. John DiMartino and I, and it's a funny thing in this business, and anybody that's in this business understands. And my dear friend Houston Person told me once something I knew, but it was lovely that he said it. He put it so. He said, "Look, what you do when you record is a completely different thing than what you do when you're live. They are not the same thing. It's a different vibe. It's a different thing." And for me, and I have found John DiMartino a while ago, and for me, the way his brain works is something I need. So I go so we'll see how that all comes out with this. But we're just going to record very basic tracks. Mm-hmm. We just want a solid, bottom of the roux, because I'm going to build on that.
I like that. The bottom of the roux.
Get that.
Oh,
Did you try again?
Oh, I'm sorry. My watch is talking to me.
That's something you never would have said 30 years ago. My watch is talking to me. Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you something about an iWatch. I call it an iWatch. That's
a nice watch.
Well, yeah,
I don't even wear one on Sunday.
Well, I have to. Let me tell you something. This particular watch, I live alone. I'm not particularly happy about that, but I do. just as you do.
Well, you have a cat, so
I
technically.
have a kitty cat, but if I fall down the stairs, which could be possible, it could happen. This watch will call 911.
Wow.
Yes.
It could
Anyone that
happen to you. Let's hope it doesn't happen. to
No,
you.
no, God forbid.
Mm.
But it's like, can you, is that a good thing to own this? Yes. It's the 6 series. It does. It'll call 911
Wow.
if I don't respond. And I've hit my arm like on things, and it'll go, have you fallen? Are you okay? And if you don't answer, it will call. I'll have an ambulance here. Pretty cool. You have to admit that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, but it's a call. Let's hope and pray that call never needs to be made.
Anyway, I don't. Apple is not our sponsor, so forget I said all of that.
No, and if we do come, whenever we do decide to come back from this sabbatical, maybe we should, try to monetize this show and see about getting a sponsor. Yeah, who knows? It's worth a shot, right?
I don't know how to do that. Frank knows how to do that.
I know Frank does.
And Joe know how to do that. I don't know that I.
Well, we'll figure it out. I just want to.
You didn't put the pictures up of Frank yet. I want to see those.
I just want to of Frank. You mean from yesterday?
Yes.
Well, I didn't get any pic. Where would I find those?
Oh.
Are they on? The only.
Anyway, let's talk about.
I just want, unless they're on Dennis's page.
No, they're on mine.
Oh, they're on your page. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, well, we got time. I just wanted to give a shout out though to the people who are joining us tonight, and a lot of these. I think every one of the folks who are in our audience tonight have been with us for most of our journey, for all of our journey, from Frank in Barcelona to Frank Malfitano. Oh, they see, look, Joe Cortini just hooked me up, and I'm gonna get those pictures up in a sec of you and Frank. But we got Frank Villa in Barcelona, Frank Malfitano, Kathy Rowe joining us. Of course, Joe Cortini, Beth Van Dice. You guys are just the absolute best. Rosalind Blue, who's been with us since the beginning. Beverly Church Hogan. Hey, Beverly, look what I have here.
Beverly Church, one of the absolute sweetest people on the face of the earth.
Still have your.
I was having a bad night. Let me tell you this. This is what the beauty of Facebook. People think it's foolishness. I was having a bad night. Bad night. Something broke my heart, and I put up on there about my broken heart. And didn't she immediately write me, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Is everything all right?" And I said, "Oh, well, tomorrow's a new day."
Huh. Oh my gosh.
She's a sweetheart.
She really is. She really is. So thank you, Beverly, for being here again tonight. Of course, Donna Pacini, it was so great to meet you yesterday. And we both talked about how Donna could not have asked for a better.
Have you heard Donna sing live?
A better teacher than you, my dear. I've heard Donna sing on. I'm pretty sure on Facebook. There's been. I've not actually heard her live, but I've heard Donna sing, and I was very impressed. But no, I've not.
She sings really well.
Not seen her live, but Donna, we love you, and it was so great to meet you and your husband yesterday and the girls. So thank you. I mentioned Rosalind and Frank Dino Lucido for popping in tonight. Chuck Segroy dropping in. Deborah Ford. I know Deborah has been here for so many of our shows, and I think that's it for tonight. And I know there's so many other people who have maybe couldn't make it tonight, but have been able to. But look, people have schedules, and not everybody.
Weird. I was on Facebook talking to my cousin who I never talked to, but he just designed a new banjo. It's a long story. Anyway, he says, I don't get on here and talk much. He goes, but I watch all your shows. And I'm thinking to myself, is it possible for someone to be watching and we don't see that they're watching in the number? I don't.
Maybe it could be. It could be.
Does anyone know the answer to that?
I don't know, but since we've been talking about it, it is time. We've got to show a few more pictures from yesterday. An outstanding Fulton Jazz Festival. By the way, props again to all the artists from yesterday and all the artists who did the festival. But yes, I mean, you had ESP yesterday. Then, of course,
Well, what was so special for me was to have Frank there, because Frank, Frank and I, of course, have known each other for, God.
You seeing that?
Great picture.
Yeah. You talk. I've got about 3 or 4 of these to
Frank and I have known each other, I mean, forever, probably 30 years. I don't know. 30 years. These are great pictures. They're very clear.
Look at that. That's two.
That's a great picture right there.
Two real.
We were deep in it talking about something, man.
And Frank, that hat was just absolutely. Why does that happen? Wait a second. So we got that. We got that. There's another one of the two of you just talking shop. And I think we have a stage shot coming up. And then
I don't like that. Look at I thought, my chin isn't that. Look at that.
Well, that blame
What
Dennis.
is that?
Stop.
Did a frog crawl in there? What is that?
I got one more, though.
No, I don't want to see that one.
What about this one, though? Wait, oh no, we've already seen that.
Oh, we already saw that.
What about this, though, huh?
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? You and
me and Mags thinking about it. We're thinking about it, man.
But anyway, you and Frank.
What I want to say is it's very important. Is every time I'm with Frank, he's in production and conductor mode of the Syracuse Jazz Fest. He is absolutely astounding when he's in that role. I have never seen anyone carry that off with such grace and power. That show, I mean, if you haven't been to the Syracuse Jazz Fest, I don't know, you've really missed something. But you should see what goes on backstage. And he's juggling all these, delicate egos.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, the point of the story is, it was great to see him in a relaxing place where
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Did you feel the same? And he and Kathy enjoyed it, so we all just loved seeing him there. And but I certainly hope to see him back in that mix again, where it's like, let's get Aretha on. You know?
And what I never knew until yesterday, did you know that Frank Malfitano has a twin brother?
What?
Yeah. He has a twin brother who's actually who actually is a jazz musician too. Pretty good sax player. You may have heard.
Oh, I know you're leading. No, man, I'm on to you, man.
There's Frank's twin, aka Joe Lovano.
Yeah.
No, actually, that was Frank in the chat saying he was doing his Lovano impersonation. But you know what? With the hat, the goatee, 2 very hip jazz cats. I think they could be, twin sons from different mothers.
Do y'all get the jazz? Does everybody get the jazz player thing in the glasses? Like, do you get that?
Yeah, there's something about.
No, we all do it. It's a thing. I don't know. It's part of our. I don't know.
You gotta do. What?
No, it's just funny. I mean, it's like everybody seems to like the weirder glasses. The weirder your glasses are, usually the heavier you are. Like,
you gotta do me a quick favor.
What?
You gotta do me a quick favor, because this has become kind of like one of our favorite Nancy Kelly lines from this program, and you've incorporated it into a lot of shows, and even if we don't have a guest this week, but I feel like it applies to not just music, but it applies to anything you set out to do. And I just love when you say it, and you're not going to be able to say it for a while on this show. But would you give me that? Would you give me your Coleman Hawkins quote? Would you say that Coleman Hawkins quote for me? You know the one I'm.
Yes, he said, "If you ain't making mistakes, you ain't trying."
Oh, I just love when you say that, and the truth is, it's the truth, and it's not just about music, because again, we all have to make mistakes in life in order to achieve any kind of success. And so
Well, yeah, if you ain't making mistakes, you're dead.
I just well, that's
Really,
yes.
what it should be amended to.
But I said I want to hear Nancy say it one more time before we take our little break, because it's just so damn true. And I'd never heard that quote until you first dropped it in. And
I have so many students that are afraid to go. You know, they want to learn how to improvise, but they don't want to make mistakes. Well, you're not going to learn how to improvise if you don't make mistakes.
yeah,
But you can learn it. There's several ways you can learn it, and you should really learn it both ways. And that is learning the math. When I say learning the math, you learn all the theory. You learn all the chord, all the scales and all the things. So you know all the notes that are in them and blah 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 and all this stuff. It's just math. It's really just math. But if you know that and you know the spiritual, soulful side, which is what Veronica Swift was blessed to be around. She has it all. Her father, Hod O'Brien, had it. He was heavy, but she also learned all the theory.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the way you go about it. But you have to make mistakes. I remember learning. I still make mistakes. Sometimes I do a really great. I thought I did some good scat solos yesterday, but sometimes I turn around to Dino and go, "Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, that was awful. It was just awful."
See, I couldn't really tell when you've done. I don't think I've ever heard you do a bad. I don't think.
Oh, I'd make
There's
a
no
mess.
such thing as a bad scat solo.
Yeah, I'll make a mess of it in 2 seconds some nights, but it's all right. I don't stop myself from trying.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. You hear it or you don't hear it, and sometimes it's. But Miles Davis said it ain't no wrong notes.
Well, and Frank Malfitano just said this. You can read it.
Ain't no big. I hear you, Frank. That's the whole thing. But one thing I say to my students and to the band, I remind them, nobody cares. They want to be there. They want to watch the creative act. They love to watch everybody on stage doing what they do. They're not there keeping score. The only people that keep score are inexperienced young players that want to, find fault.
Well, and I feel too that most of, if you feel you've made any mistakes during the course of a performance, there's a good chance that unless there are certain people in the audience who have such a keen ear, mistakes to you are not going to be. People are not going to be like, "Oh, I think she just missed a note." I mean, so
everybody wants to feel you. They want to feel the music. I always call it they're there for a cheap amusement ride. They want to go where you're going. They want to go where you're getting it from. They want to go where you're getting it from, which is God. So when we say that we are in the zone, trust me, when you see us all up there and we're all closed, our eyes are gone, we are in this place. Yeah. We're in a place, we call it the zone.
Yeah.
And people want to go to the zone with you. They want to go there.
There's nothing like being able to take them.
And they do. That's why I love jazz clubs. I love a jazz club setting. I love to be right there where I can be, and our hearts are all one. I mean, big stages are fun.
Yeah.
But it's not as connecting.
No. There's just something about the intimacy of a club. And Frank and I were talking yesterday about Todd's club in Baltimore, and man,
I bet it's a great room. I hope I get to play it.
I know.
Plug him.
And I hope I get to be there to see it. By the way, real quick, Christine Hall,
she's my cousin.
I know. And what's funny is before our show tonight, I went back just to watch a few moments of our very first show. And Christine was there. She joined us.
She's my first cousin. She is my mother's sister, Phyllis's daughter. And while she's your age, though.
Oh. Well, Christine asked a favor that night. And I don't know if Christine, you probably don't remember, but Christine that night wondered if you and I would would sing together. And let's just say this, Christine, if we had done that night, then
we wouldn't be here tonight.
we would not have made it to 50 shows. So be very happy that the only music you've heard on this show has been courtesy of Nancy, and also through our many special guests who were kind enough to play for us during their time as on the show. But you don't want to hear me sing. I thought it would be cool maybe to wrap this show up with playing a song of yours.
You don't have to do that.
Okay. All right.
You don't have to do that.
I'm
happy just with all the fun we just had, and
we have had a fun time. I mean,
this I may even rewatch this show. We had great conversation, lots of laughs. But we're not done. We're just done for a minute. We're just done for a minute. And Eric's going to what do you call it? Renovate or something there.
Oh yeah. No, I'll do all. Yes, I'm going to renovate my entire. It'll be a whole new set.
I gotta go because I can't even think of words.
I don't know, but I mean, I love this set. And Frank just commented that he might be, willing to help us out.
What Frank just said. Read it. Read to everybody what Frank just said. It's lovely.
All right. Well, I'm going to read it if for no other reason I get to say the word keister. Listen, Frank Malfitano says, last show, my keister. If sponsorship is what's needed, we'll find it. During the darkest days of COVID, you gave us hope in ways none of us could have ever imagined. True jazz people find a way to improvise. No gigs, no problem. We'll just do a weekly video broadcast to keep the entire jazz community hopeful. Thank you for devoting your entire lives to jazz. We owe you. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say other than thank you for those incredible comments. We certainly owe Frank so much for what he's given to us and given to this community over the last 30 plus years. But I hope that we have.
It's so far beyond what people can understand. I just wrote an op-ed for him in support of funding for the Syracuse Jazz Fest. And I certainly hope, pardon me, it gets published, because when you see 30,000 people shoulder to shoulder from all cultures with one love and in the music, I mean, I don't even know. Frank said he loved my closing line. I said, I hope that you will consider funding for us. And I said, let the healing begin. This country is divided. It is emotionally crippled. And we need to come back together. And music is the ultimate unifier, especially jazz music, because Absolutely. It comes from creative source. A lot of bands are out there. They're great musicians, but they're doing memorized things. Mm-hmm. We are one with, baby, and we share it with everyone. So
yeah,
I don't want to say any more tonight. I'm done.
No, I think Frank. I think Frank pretty much put the footnote on our 50th show, and as somebody who has done such an amazing job of bringing the jazz community together, and really our whole community as a whole through the music that he has presented at Jazz Fest. I feel like hopefully we've done our part over the last 15 months, especially in these very, very difficult times, to just let people know that, hey, for an hour and a half on a Sunday night, just, forget your troubles, forget what you're reading on TV, just forget the negativity and escape with us. And it's good for
us. It's good for me. Yeah. I enjoy it.
I no,
I enjoy it very much. It's like a performance. I've said many times, when I'm done with this show, I feel like I did a gig.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have that lifted feeling,
yeah.
Don't you
No,
have that? It's wonderful.
I do, I
And I think
do.
everybody that watches it has it too, because, but
Yeah,
we're both so passionate about music and jazz, and I wanted for everyone to understand what people that live this life, the jazz life,
yeah,
what life is like for us.
yeah. And you have let us. I mean, you along with the wide variety of guests we had have truly let us like behind the curtain, and myself included. You've let us in. You've really let us into uh, to to learn things that people may have not been privy to before, as far as things that have happened on gigs and the preparation that goes on
Oh my
before a
God.
show. What goes
Did
into
everybody
you?
see that post I put up about what an artist's life is like?
Yeah,
Where
right.
from here down is how much work we put into it, and from here up is what you see.
Yeah, yeah,
It's unbelievable what we do. I worked for 3 days on like getting all the music together, making sure the chords were right, blah blah blah, and then it's just crazy.
yeah.
To be a band leader is absolutely the most stressful thing you can ever do. And then I'm not just a band leader. I mean, I got Joe Magnarelli standing next to me. And
That's right.
Carmicans is back there beating the crap out of the drums. I'm so happy. Dino's like, I put some new shit in front of Dino. He's like, I'll get through this. Watch me get through it. We got her done, man. We got her done.
We got her done,
We
and
did the best we could.
I think, as I told someone yesterday, I forget who it was I was speaking with. Maybe, I don't know if it was Joe. It doesn't matter. I just said that you and I were great friends, but long before we ever
Oh, we've been friends for a long time. We just
did this show. But doing this show week in, week out, and the phone conversations we've had during the week, right up until yesterday when we got a chance to share time together. And I'm gonna one last time just put up this picture of just the two of us getting a chance to see each other on a gorgeous sunny day in Fulton. But if anything, this show has brought us even closer. It really has. I feel like our friendship is as strong as it's ever been, and I truly value you. I mean, I value you as a musician, of course, but your friendship is second to none. And anybody who has Nancy Kelly as a friend, it has somebody who will always have their back. And so,
Oh my God, it's so true. But some people think I'm their enemy. But that's okay. It's okay. Uh-oh.
is that your watch again?
No, that's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Well, okay, that's our cue, I guess. She wants Kelly. You can't be on the show again. Sorry. All right, listen. I think it's time to.
It's time to call it a day. It's not forever, everybody. We'll be back. We're just going to take a little sabbatical.
By the way, the song I was going to throw on was, but I'll just say it to you. I'm just going to say it rather than, although hearing you sing it is a whole nother dimension. But Nancy Kelly, I just love being here with you. I do. And
I love the East. Oh, I did that yesterday. It was a good opener. Oh, don't
That's
get me
true.
going. How about
That's-
that? Like I come out and the mic cord falls out.
Then I thought I could play your version of That's All, but then people would think that we're done for good, you know?
No, we aren't.
But anyway, I will say That's Life was also a favorite of mine yesterday.
I think I'm going to keep that in the show.
That's Life, please.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that in the show only because I'm not approaching it at all like Frank Sinatra. I'm approaching it more like Ray Charles, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I think people.
Yeah.
I got a good.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
I gotta go.
Well,
I gotta go see what my daughter
we gotta
wants.
go. I can't thank you all enough for being a part of tonight's program. Again, it's goodbye for now, and when we come back, again, renovations will be done. Who knows? We may both look vastly different. I may dye my hair. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. No.
We're just two little chubby love bugs.
But in the meantime, you guys can rewatch any of our shows on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. If you're not friends of ours on Facebook, then certainly send us a friend request, and we'll hopefully respond affirmatively. And real quick, where are you going to be? Any performances we should know about coming up for you?
There's a lot, but I'm
Are there? But people
I'm
find it on your
honestly-
website.
I'm too tired now to recall them. I have a lot of gigs.
All right. Well, that's a good
A lot.
thing. I'm just happy that you're busy. People can visit your website. I'm sure they'll be posted on there, and
Right on the front page. Right
check
there.
us out. Check us out on Facebook. And again, if you wanna get nostalgic and rewatch some of the fun times and some of the great laughs and a lot of the times that Nancy and I use profanity, you can visit our YouTube channel and rewatch all of our old shows. But tonight was a special night. You, my dear, are a special lady, and thanks to our audience without you guys, then it'd be like us just talking on the phone. But it's nice to be able to share the way we talk on the phone. We get to share it with our audience, and
we knew it would work. We knew it would work. You know, that's just, we're both show business people, and we just knew it would work.
until we meet again. It has been.
I'll see you soon.
Oh, we're gonna.
I'll see you. Hey, let's leave it at this.
Yeah.
Come on out and see me live, and come out and say hello to Eric Cohen live.
Live and in living color. I like that. All right.
We'll be back at you. We promise we'll be back at you. Hey, Eric.
Hey, we're two jazz cats, and you ain't getting rid of us. We're just taking a little bit of a break. So.
A little jazz.
Oh yeah, jazz cat. Oh yeah, I love it.
All right.
All right.
We love you. I
Love
love
you.
you. I'll be talking to you.
I'll be seeing you
I'll be seeing you
in
in
all
all the old.
familiar places. All right, let's end on that.
Oh, now I'm gonna cry.
See, Christine, we actually sang together. Now they're going to shut us down. Donna, Frank, Beth Ann, Joe, Barbara, everybody. It's been a blast. Nancy, you are you've made this so wonderful for me each and every Sunday. And I look forward to seeing you again in person. And when we do this again virtually. And until that time, just you and everybody be safe, be smart, take care of one another, be nice to one another, and this world will hopefully become a better place. I love you, Nance.
I love you too, Eric. We love you. We love all of you. I love you. We love all of you.
Mwah.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Love you, Nance.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.